for this grand final.
And boy, are they ready.
And they are off. We have a start here. Over in lane 1 at the start of this D3 V8s, we have St. Mary's. In lane 2, Bates. Williams in lane 3. Lane 4, Tufts. Wesleyan in lane 5. And in lane 6, Ithaca.
In those center lanes, it was Tufts that we saw in the second varsity 8, who got out to a small lead, and especially once they got into their rhythm, it allowed them to kind of lengthen out from there. So that's the crew that's in the right of the screen right now. Next to them is going to be Williams. And then the third team that you can see right now to the far left is Bates. So look for the most speed out of those 3 crews. You know, that Bates boat is certainly one that had someone from the 2V went into the 1V. So that was someone else that they made a late adjustment. So look for them to maybe find a little bit of speed. Fastest speed that we've seen so far this weekend has been out of Tufts and Williams there. Tufts looking to defend their national title. They won this event and the overall trophy last year.
Both teams have seen each other throughout the season, so both of them have wins against each other, but this is where it counts because this is the last time of the season. Winner takes all.
Yeah, and the last time that some of these crews raced prior to the NCAA championships between Bates, Williams, and Wesleyan, there was less than a second separating them out. I mean, that's like a beep, beep, beep across the line between second, third, and fourth place. It was just an unbelievable race. So, you know, throughout the course of this championship, and I know that lineups get shuffled, a lot more training happens within that 2-week time span. You know, things change, but I expect that the racing is going to be tight all the way down the course. But Tufts out in front already right now, looks to be about a 3 to 4 seat lead. Wesleyan currently in that second place position, and then Williams right now in third.
Well, out of the 2V, what we just saw, well, you know, there was a late charging speed from Wesleyan to take that second position in the second 8s. So, is there momentum? What is happening in that team? There's a lot of good speed, and that's what you have to do. You have to have your fastest race right now, and if you can time it right with the momentum and keep gaining speed, I mean, second through third is very, very close. There's a lot of overlapping bodies right here in the screen.
Second, third, and fourth, because you got Wesleyan in the backside of the picture there that is looking to push some speed. It was interesting. We spoke with one of the athletes and head coach Pat Tynan for Wesleyan last night, and one of the things that he said that the coxswain mentioned was that in the third 500, they want to hear, "Here comes Wesleyan," which is just what they did in that second 8. It's exactly what happened. So we'll see if the first 8 can repeat it, because Wesleyan is the crew that took second in this event last year. Can they take first? Or at least push to be for one of those top spots.
So on the screen here is St. Mary's and Bates that's battling it out. Bates is definitely pushing into that top 3, but St. Mary's has a lot of good contact.
And I remember talking to them yesterday. Again, this is the first time their program has ever had a crew in the grand final here at the NCAA championships. Coach Dan Schenk said, "Why not us? Why not now? Let's throw the kitchen sink at it." So I think they're using yesterday's rep strategy into this. They're competitive. They're being really, really strong here in this tight field with all boats having overlap here as we're crossing near this halfway, 12:50 mark here of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing to lose there in that St. Mary's boat. But Tufts, they've got to put it all out on the line here right now. Looks to have about a 6-seat lead, and Bates and Wesleyan are going to be the closest boats to them. Yesterday, coming out of the heats, Bates did post the closest challenge to Tufts, so they've really got to keep their eye on that boat. Williams also in the picture. Again, our view is going to be a little bit challenged to try and see exactly what the margins are between these crews, so we'll do the best that we can. But it does look like Williams there out of lane 3 is pushing their bow a little bit into that lead, coming out 12:50 right now, 750 meters to go. Looks like Wesleyan and Williams, both of those crews still within contact to the jumbos.
This reflects what Williams' head coach mentioned, that it's anybody's race to win. That, you know, when you asked if you could choose who it would be, you really don't know, because these crews do have very similar speed. And when it comes to it, what she would ask of the crew is to be mavericks on the course. Go out there, take a risk, be relentless. And certainly that's what everyone is out here doing right now. And that Williams boat is a very young crew, only 2 seniors in it.
And for the last 10 strokes, they have been moving. So they are. If they need to be Mavericks, 7:50 to go, it means now because they still have time. They still have water, but they need to make every stroke count. Tufts is defending that first position. 500 to go is coming up. It's going to be Tufts is your leader, but who is going to get second, third? Williams, Wesleyan, Bates, they're going to sneak in, or are they just going to gobble up Tufts at the end?
Stay clean. Tufts' lead was starting to be chopped down by Williams from the angle that we have. Remember that Wesleyan is over on the inside shore. If you're here watching, they're going to be closest to you. They are back there too. Their bow ball looks to be just ahead of Bates right now. Bates, Williams, Wesleyan, very tight right now for second, third, and fourth place. But what that's doing is it's putting a lot of pressure on our early leader, Tufts. So Tufts, stay clean, stay focused, row your race. Try not to be distracted by what's going on around you.
Tufts has got to be relentless in these final strokes here, especially within this choppy water. They've got to just shut the door on the rest of these crews if they want to stay in front, because Williams is charging. Williams and Wesleyan on either side flanking them as they come down to the line. Final 300 meters right now. Still Tufts in the lead, but with Wesleyan and Williams charging.
Coming into the picture, it's almost as if even though the waves are picking up, the adrenaline is there, these crews are starting to find a little bit more cleanliness. Very tight race happening on the course. Tufts still out in front. Williams charging hard. They're getting cleaner in their sprint. They're still ahead of Bates right now. Wesleyan on the inside. It's a little harder angle for everyone to see from shore, but it looks like Williams is currently in second place. Bates is pushed up. And look at Ithaca. Ithaca's been hanging in there this entire time. They've been just out of picture, and they are putting pressure on Wesleyan. Tufts across about a half of a boat length over Williams, by about a half a boat length over Bates as well. It looks to be that is where they're going to come across the line, with Wesleyan coming across in fourth. Ithaca less than a half of a length behind Wesleyan. And on the other side of the course is going to be St. Mary's rounding out that field. That is the shortest amount of time that we've had to say six names so far at this championship.
That was pretty close.
Yeah. That was a cluster.
That was a sweep by Tufts. So Tufts, Williams, and Bates, your top three crews.
And we have a new national champion.
Very decisive national champion.
Defending national champion.
Unofficially, but having won both events. Absolutely no contest there, as Tufts took both of those events. So not much to do in terms of tallying points. But for second, third, and fourth, we'll do the math on that for you.